Hello everyone, this is Lethal once again, and today I'll be talking about my build on Grendel. It's been a while, a few weeks, because I've been busy playing World of Warcraft lately, but anyway, that's not the point. So, I'm going to talk about, Grendel, how he works, what I'm playing on him, um, and my thoughts and opinion. I'm not saying that I have the best build, but it's a very comfortable build that works well. So that's why I thought I would share it. First of all, here is Grendel's passive. So each enemy consumed grants him like armor. That's linked to his one, which is Feast. Feast allows you to swallow enemies. You can store up to 5 enemies in your stomach, and they take damage every second while inside you. Next, we have Nourish, which does 3 things. First of all, it heals you when you use it, which is quite relevant. We'll talk about that later. Secondly, it gives you a viral buff on your weapons, as well as when you take damages. And lastly, it gives you an energy multiplier. So, like as you can see, every energy source that will give me energy will be multiplied by 2.4 on that build. The third ability is like more of the fun one, which is Pulverize. It turns you into a ball. That gives you damage reduction, and around you there is like a small zone that deals damages, as well as trip armor on enemies, and you can like bump into them. It's not amazing. It's quite fun to play with, especially because like its augment mode goes into the exhaust slot, and it allows you like to zoom around, but it's not great. One thing to note is that it doesn't cost energy while you have an enemy inside your stomach, but if your guts are empty, you start losing energy every second. Last but not least, we have Regurgitate, which allows you to throw one enemy that's stored inside your belly. It deals very decent damages because it's based on, like, I think it's 10% of the enemies that you regurgitate, like 10% of their max health. And it also armor strips, which is like what interests us the most. So I will be using a bridge surge build, so I subsume like the ball ability because I don't really like it, and I need to do that because I chose to be shield tanking with catalyzing shields and augur message. So I need an ability that's decently spammable and not like that doesn't have too much of a cast time or anything. So Bridge Surge is that, plus damages, plus like some small crowd control. So like it does everything. That's very, very nice. Um, on top of that, I'm using 2 Arcanes that are probably not the best, which are Arcane Aegis to it's also shield tanking. It like sometimes procs, and I'm basically immortal for like how long does it last? 12 seconds. And Arcane Energize for energy economy. You don't really need that, but it's just like comfort, as I said. You could use something else. There is a battery that's fairly nice. That's like gives you maximum energy, depending on your armor. That frees up the prime flow slot. Um, so yeah, that's up to you. One thing to note is that I'm using combat discipline, even when I'm playing solo, because that allows you to take damage whenever you kill an enemy. That procs Nourish, and Nourish heals you as well, so you don't have to worry about the health you're losing. That like creates AoE of viral around you, which is very, very nice. I'm using 2 Modogmons as well. Hearty Nourishment, which is the one I like the most. Whenever you nourish you gain like 5 seconds of status immunity for each victim in your stomach. That means when you have like the max of enemies in your stomach, which is 5, it lasts as long as the nourish buff. So with that build, it's like, yeah, 38 seconds. And the other one that I'm using is Gastro, which makes your 4, when you spit an enemy, it bounces around. That makes it so it strips a more wider zone. You could use something like Stretch instead, I think. But I like that one a bit more. Also, it leaves gas zones, which somewhat work with Bridge Surge. That creates like a lot of sparks. It's not amazing, but that's still some more damages. Um, I'm also using 3 Crimson Forge Archon Shard because that allows me to reach 140 strength, which is needed to fully armor strip. You can. You don't need those. Those Archon shards actually. You can use, instead of Transient Fortitude, you can use Blind Rage. And I think that's enough, or maybe you need to also swap the Ogre mode to Ogre Secrets, I think, yeah. But yeah, the Archon shards aren't needed. That's what I'm using because like it's more comfortable for me, but that's up for debate and for like do what you want, basically. It's a fairly intensive ability frame, but you still shoot stuff because like you are more strip, so that's fairly nice. Let me get my energy first. So I'm going to like hit 5 enemies. Those are shown on the bottom right corner. I'm gonna use Nourish, so I've like the buff. I can use, for example, Bridge Surge and then throw one of them. You can see, yeah, that does damages. Bridge Surge like does a lot of damages. I'm going to wait till the cloud disappears. And I'll be doing that again without Bridge Surge just to show. It's still like, yeah, it still kills. It's a bit worse, but like, it does very good damages. And as I said, like it depends on the health of the enemy you regurgitate the damages, so it scales fairly decently. So yeah, that's about what I wanted to share about Grendel for now. I'll be going into like a 5-minute survival to demonstrate how it works in reality. It's not really going to be that interesting, but I think it's a good thing to show what it's capable of. I got Titan. Since I armor strip and everything, let's use Grenadiers for that. The good thing is, you're not a pure caster frame because you armor strip and get the Nourish buff. You actually also are a very good weapon platform. You do very decent damages. So I think that's very nice that it works well at doing both. If you still need to throw your 4 around because like armor stripping is what interests us, but you can like just shoot stuff if you wish to. So yeah, on another topic that's totally not linked to Grendel, and because like I have to talk about stuff while I shoot down enemies, I'm probably not going to release another reel for quite a bit. Because as I said, I'll be playing World of Warcraft, and I do enjoy doing some mythic raiding, so it's going to take a lot of time for the past, like, no, not the past, for the few next week rather. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to share that because I like to nerd about stuff. So yeah, it's fairly simple. You eat stuff, you press bridge surge, and then you regurgitate what you ate, and then if something survives, if you feel like it, you can use your weapons. You still have to use bridge surge from time to time, so you don't die from a lack of shields on time shield tanking. Oh, there is the Stalker, not the Acolyte. But I should be alright. And you have to maintain your Nourish buff from time to time, but it lasts 38 seconds, so usually not big of a deal. I know that Grendel's passive is quite aimed towards health tanking, but I really don't like that for like a few reasons. Where is the Stalker? First of all, because like, oh, it's here. Oh, I suck. I failed my heavy attack and died. Well, that's an issue when you're health tanking, is that whenever you shield gate, if you don't press an ability, you'll die in one shot once the shield gate, once the shield gate is done. But health tanking in Warframe requires way too many mods to be effective, and it stops working at some point. You can easily go like to level 1000 or something, but if you wanna go for shield cap, no, not shield cap, level cap rather, you can't do that with a house tanking build, to be honest. Not that it matters much, because like, who does level cap, to be honest? Not very many people. But that's still something to consider. I'm not like health tanking mostly because like it requires more than 2 mod slots, so that's a bother because I need stats on Grendel. It could be working. Like, I've tried stuff, and because you have like I wouldn't use Bridge Surge if I were to do that. I would use the ball. Because whenever you're in the ball mode, you have, I think it's a 50 damage reduction going on. So that plus like your innate health plus armor plus adaptation, that starts to add up quite nicely. So it's definitely doable. For like lower level steel path. If I did that, I probably wouldn't have died on the Stalker, which is funny, but oh well. I'm too used to cooler Vo when I can just like be AFK and I will not die. Like, I don't have to press abilities that often or anything, I'm just like immortal, so it's alright though. As you can see, even though I died, my kills per minute are like very decent. Not amazing, but decent. I'll be going to extraction. Hopefully the Acolyte spawns, but like, we already got the Stalker, so... and he killed me, so I do not wish to be humiliated a second time. Yeah, let's just extract. I wish we had like a way to do missions on a higher level that's not like random, like through ETA or EDA, but just like be able to launch a mission and go to level 500 or something. I guess the Simulacrum kind of works to show stuff up to like 230, I believe, But yeah, it kind of sucks that I can't show you that because of the damage is based on health. It still decently worked like 50, 100 levels later. Not 50, 500 level later. 50 is a bit too much, 5000. I'm not sure whether or not it works well. So I'm going to wrap this up for now. Thank you everyone that has watched. Once again, if you want to discuss anything about the build or the game in general in the comments, you're welcome to do so. And we'll be seeing, well, I'll be back in a few weeks. Bye.